Excellent. Much has been made of the fact that Romelu Lukaku only touched the ball 7 times on Saturday at Selhurst Park. One, he bothered, and secondly, how can you get him to touch the ball a bit more often, maybe against Lille tomorrow?
What can I do? I don't know. Well, now we have to deal with it. I mean, there are data out there, and the data speak a certain language, so he was not involved in our game. It's sometimes like this with strikers, if they struggle a bit in self-confidence, if they struggle a little bit to find the space and to get involved against a good defensive side. It can be like this, and this is of course not what we want, and of course not what Romelu wants, but it's also not like it's not the time to laugh about him and make jokes about him. He is in the spotlight, of course, and we will protect him because he's our player.
Nick Purewell.
Hi Thomas. How are you fixed on the injury front? Are any of the guys who you've got doubts over? Is anybody available? Obviously, like Callum and Cesar and how are Mason and Reece James getting on as well?
Aspi looks much better than Callum. To start with these two, Callum did not train yesterday. Aspi trained and has no reaction. So if it stays like this, which seems to be, when it stays like this, he's available for tomorrow. Mason did a very good individual session. I think he will try to come back to team training today, but he was out a little bit, maybe too long to start, but perhaps he is involved in the squad, but we have to. He had not trained with the team yet, and Reece is still out and Chile out.
Christophe Lemis.
Oui, bonjour Thomas.
Bonjour.
Est-ce que vous m'entendez bien?
Oui, très bien.
Formidable. Je voulais vous poser une question à propos de Thiago. Je voulais savoir s'il arrivait tout simplement encore à vous surprendre. Et aussi, est-ce qu'il y avait des choses qui ont changé dans vos rapports? Évidemment, il était capitaine à Paris avec vous, et il n'est plus à Chelsea. Est-ce qu'il y a des choses différentes que vous attendez de lui, que vous voyez, enfin, voilà, dans vos relations et dans ce que vous attendez de lui? Est-ce qu'il y a des choses qui ont changé depuis Paris?
Honnêtement, la connexion était très mal. Je n'ai pas compris, je n'ai pas attendu toutes les questions. C'était de Thiago, mais et un peu plus, c'est un peu trop vite. Est-ce que vous pouvez penser la question encore?
Oui, bien sûr. Je me demandais tout d'abord si Thiago arrive encore à vous surprendre. Et deuxièmement, est-ce qu'il y a des choses qui ont changé dans ce que vous lui demandez, dans ce que vous attendez de lui, entre le PSG, où il était votre capitaine, et aujourd'hui?
Mais bien sûr, les circonstances sont différentes parce que c'est un nouveau club et il y a des règles, il y a une atmosphère différente, c'est normal parce que tous les clubs ont une atmosphère spéciale et c'était une atmosphère spéciale à Paris et maintenant c'est le même à Chelsea et le club de Chelsea, ils ont une mentalité aussi une mentalité de gagner, une mentalité d'être fort et de jouer comme une équipe forte avec des joueurs avec grande expérience. Pour moi, c'était Thiago, il était très courageux de prendre une décision de jouer dans la Premier League dans son âge et avec son statut à Paris, d'échanger sa vie complètement. Et il était formidable depuis son arrivée. Et maintenant, c'est le même. C'est un grand plaisir d'être le coach de lui. Parce qu'il est un exemple tous les jours, il est très très humble, il est super professionnel, il joue exceptionnel. On a trouvé une formation dans beaucoup de matchs de jouer avec le 3 en défense et il est super fort en milieu. Ça, il donne beaucoup avec son expérience. Et oui, c'est seulement bien parce qu'il est super fiable et il est le même gars. Et j'ai l'impression qu'il aime beaucoup, qu'il a eu le courage de changer sa vie à la fin de la carrière. Et c'est très impressionnant.
Paul Gilmore, Sky Sports.
Thank you. Hi, Thomas.
Hi.
Thomas, the big games keep coming for you at the moment. What
Yep.
impact will the fact you have a cup final and another big Champions League game next week have on the selection this week, and how do you prioritise and manage that?
Yeah, not so much in the moment. We don't manage so much. It's about, like, for us in the moment to keep on going and find our rhythm, where we struggle a little bit. Like, there's no secret. It's a bit strange, to be very honest, to have like 2 league matches in Premier League in 6 weeks. It's really strange because it is always nicer and more familiar to sink into a competition, and you know, there are so many different levels of games now, and we play a match, and if you look at the table, some teams have 3 matches more than the others. Like, it's a bit strange to understand the situation in which we are in the Premier League, and you know, if it's like this, I mean, it's on the other hand nice because it tells us that we are still in a lot of competitions. What is our target? And it shows us that we are competitive, and we take it match by match more than ever before. We tried always like this, but now is the moment to really be super focused on every little match, and don't worry so much about the big picture, because it will like make us look at a lot of different pictures and a lot of different environments. It's a huge difference between all these knockout matches, all these, like a semi-final in Abu Dhabi, a final again in Carabao Cup, then suddenly a knockout match in the FA Cup that will come up. It's a big difference because, like, of course, Premier League is a marathon, and Premier League is not about knockout matches, it's about consistency. So it changes a lot, the environment, and we have to adapt because it's our schedule. But in terms of team management, we don't think ahead at the moment. We try to bring the very best group tomorrow that suits the best to what we want to implement on the pitch, and then we will take care about Sunday's match.
Matt Dunn.
Hi, Thomas. Back on the Lukaku conundrum, if I may. He's played 3 games all season with Reece James, and 3 with Ben Chilwell, 4 with Reece James, and never with both of them.
Yeah.
Are you playing a different style to what you imagined this season because of those injuries?
Yeah.
Or does he have to work out how to play with Chelsea?
Maybe both things. I mean, like, yeah, of course, every style changes with long-term injuries of key players. We played many games, in the majority of the games, in a back 3 with wing backs, and 2 of the key wing backs are Reece and Chile, who got injured at the peak level. And they had a huge impact into our game offensively and defensively. Regarding Romelu, of course, also offensively with their runs, with their speed, with the penetration and their deliveries. So of course this changes. We are not the only team where players have this huge impact. And in a formation that we play, the wingbacks are crucial and are like a crucial position to influence the game. Yeah, but still, we can also play and win games without any player. This is our job, and this is what we want to do. So we have to. This is what we try, honestly, when we have injuries and when we have like corona cases. So, and it's on us, on me, to adapt, to find solutions, and Romelu will always be part of the solution.
Jacob Steinberg.
Hi, Thomas. I just wonder what you made last week of the change in the away goals rule. Do you think it changed the way that the games are played in the Champions League, and do you think it made it slightly more defensive? And might that suit you, given that last year you won the Champions League, only conceding 2 goals in the knockout stages?
Why do you think it will be more defensive?
well, Real Madrid were quite defensive in the away game against PSG, and it felt like they weren't coming out because the away goal didn't mean as much.
Yeah, but I think in the end, I had the impression until now that it maybe gives us the chance to be a bit more offensive, because you can think about scoring and not be so afraid of conceding. So let's see. When we were asked at the UEFA meeting in coaches, I was like the majority, and I think pretty much all coaches voted and for this change of rule, to make it clearer, to make it more understandable. I was never, I mean, I liked it because it gave it a kind of an extra edge in doing mathematics throughout the game. I understand that, and it was like also exciting, but at the same time I never fully understood why a 3-1 should be a better result than a 2-0, so like or like worse for one team. This is you can see it from both sides. Maybe it was harder to score 3, and this is maybe a better result than a 2-0, and to have a clean sheet to go into the second game. So I like it because it's now it's clear. It's I think we maybe end up with more extra time and more penalties, because if you are now in even goals, it will go to extra time and you will not win by away goals. So let's see. We are aware of it, but it does actually, for us, I can just tell you, for us it does change nothing in the approach of the game tomorrow. We will try to keep a clean sheet. We will try to defend good and try to attack as good as possible. If at all it changes a little bit in the approach to the second leg, that you don't have to think so much like what happens if we score a goal, how much do they need. I think it's easier to adapt. Let's get the 2 games, get them played, do the mathematics in the end, count the goals together, and if it's not decided, go to extra time.
Okay, last 2 for Thomas. John Southall, Varman Osman to finish. John.
Thomas,
Hi.
how do you see the challenge of Lille? Because I mean, surprisingly, they are struggling, or they seem to be struggling, don't they? In the French league, they're down in 11th.
Yeah, they do, and I think there are reasons why they do. They had a fantastic coach and a fantastic group of players. They were very, very competitive when I was in Paris. You could feel that this is a strong group, a strong squad, a very emotional club, very difficult to play at in the stadium. But the bond, the quality of the players, quality of the coach was exceptional, and you could feel that they have a chance to fight constantly for a place in the Champions League. So last season they became champions, which is huge in France, of course. And from there they lost players and they lost the coach. So there's a huge how do you call it, like a huge change. And like if the change is so big, there's a possibility that it takes some time until things settle in. Now they lost another key player in winter with Ikone in their attacking formation, but still, you know, we all know like how physical the French football is. We know how physical the offensive players are in French football, very fast, very, very brave in one-on-one challenges, always a threat on counterattacks, very disciplined against the ball. And they have the chance that they have the chance to play this game as underdogs, and in a mentality where they have nothing to lose, and they will take it from there. So it's like always, we respect the game, we respect this opponent, we will prepare our team like we always do, and then hopefully find ourselves the best performance, which we usually do normally, and we usually do in knockout matches and cup matches, and play a competitive match tomorrow.
Last question for Thomas, Varman Osman.
Hi Thomas, if I could just ask you about Romelu Lukaku again. When you took over, you said you're going to prepare a team that people would not like to play against. So it's clear that most of the time your defenders play very well. Christensen, Rudiger, all having really special seasons under you.
Yeah.
But the strikers struggle, like Werner is struggling to get goals. Roma scoring so well in Italy, and he's struggling. Do you think about is it a consequence of the way you've built that team?
Yeah, maybe. There's even a history of strikers struggling a little bit at Chelsea, so it's not the easiest place in the world for strikers, obviously. I don't know exactly why it's like this, but obviously it's like this. In my opinion, Chelsea is a team that's also considered as a strong defensive team, that is a physical team, and this has a certain attitude and grip in playing competitive football. We demand a lot from our strikers in terms of defending. We want to be a physical, hard-working group that is not shy to make it a physical game and not only a skillful game. And that's maybe plays a part. Yes, that maybe plays a part. We have many games where we, throughout like our year together, where we created many chances, many deliveries, and struggled a bit in the conversion. Now in the moment there's a bit of time where we struggle to create too many big chances for our strikers. I think this is maybe also a normal period in a long season. So we are on the subject and we are well aware, and like always in football, it's most of the time not a one reason to solve a problem. It's a very complex sport, and we try to keep on playing with faith in what we do and with belief in the team effort, and from there we go.
Hi Edward.
Hi Matt.
You have had the most incredible of years, both with Chelsea and your national team, Senegal. I mean, can you just, it'll be hard to do it in a short time, but can you just try and sum it up? Is it all like a dream for you? Can you quite believe what's happened to you?
Yes, a lot of good things happened the last day and the last weeks, and yes, obviously I'm really happy and proud for my success in the national team and also in Chelsea, but I don't have time to celebrate because we have a lot of big games this weeks and the coming weeks, so I'm just focused about the next game, and I will have time to celebrate at the end of the season.
Okay, we'll go to John Ross.
Hi Edward. I just wonder whether I could ask you just about the week ahead, really. It feels like a very season-defining week. You've got this huge game tomorrow, cup final to come, you've got major competitions. Just how can you feel the difference in the focus of the players now you're really coming to the stage of the season where you can win trophies?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Sure. It feels like a very big week for the team. So you've got the game tomorrow night in the Champions League, the cup final on Sunday, the FA Cup to come. It feels like a really defining week for the squad and the players. Can you notice the change in focus because it's such an important week?
Yeah, of course it's an important week, but like I said, when you play for Chelsea, you play for this kind of week with the final or big games. So we just focus on ourselves, on what we do well for this season. So we just focus. We don't need to do something new. Just stay and rely on our work and our game.
Okay, and we'll go to Sylvain.
Oui, bonjour Edouard, Sylvain Charlet pour France Bleu Nord à Lille. Est-ce que ce tirage pour Chelsea est un tirage facile?
Bonjour, comme je l'ai déjà dit, quand on est en Ligue des Champions, quand on est à ce stade de la compétition, il n'y a pas de tirage facile. Lille a fini premier. Je pense que c'est un indicateur sur la performance qu'ils ont pu faire en poule. Quand vous avez des champions d'Europe comme Séville ou des champions dans leur championnat comme Salzbourg et que vous terminez premier, ça en dit long sur la performance. Donc c'est pas un tirage du tout facile. Lille, c'est une très belle équipe. C'est sûr que voilà, ils ont un peu plus de mal cette année en championnat, mais les années post-titre sont souvent compliquées. Mais on voit qu'ils jouent crânement leur chance en Ligue des Champions et ils vont tout faire pour venir s'imposer ou faire un résultat ici. Donc à nous d'être vigilants et de jouer notre meilleur football.
We'll go to Sammy Mockbell. Sammy, please unmute yourself.
Hi, Rod.
Hi.
The manager in recent weeks has spoken about player fatigue and the squad being drained because of the amount of football that you've all had to play. Can I just ask you personally how much you feel that is a factor or has been a factor in recent weeks, because obviously as a player and moving forward, what the manager and what the team are doing to lessen the impact of the number of games you're having to play?
Yeah, I think the manager is right about it, because yes, we had a lot of games in the recent weeks, and I wasn't here, but the manager gave some days off to the players to try to breathe, to escape of the pressure, and to be a little bit fresh mentally. And I think he did well, and the player did well, because if you look the result, of course we have many injuries. We have like the other team, the COVID cases, but we still winning. We still performing, and of course it's difficult, but it's a tough period for the team who played in the several competition. So we showed that we are together. We stay together even if the things is going tough. But like I said, we still winning, and we still on the many competitions. So that's at the moment the thing is right.
Okay, we'll go to Adam Newsom.
Hi, Adu. I wanted to ask about your relationship with Kepa, because while you were away winning the Africa Cup of Nations, he stepped into the team and did very well. There's a feeling now that he's a genuine sort of competition for that #1 shirt. So I just wanted to get, how does it work between you two, and were you in contact with him whilst you were away in Africa because of his performances?
My relation with Kepa is good since I came here. We have a good relationship on and outside the pitch, and yes, he did really well when I was in the AFCON, but it didn't surprise me, because I saw him every day at the training ground. So I was super happy for him, because he deserved it. And yes, like when you play for Chelsea, you have competition in every position, so you have to give your best, and you play on your highest level to be on the team the weekend.
Okay, we'll go to Tom Roddy.
Hi, Edu.
Hi.
There's been a lot of talk about whether Chelsea are more suited to cup competitions at the moment more than the league. Is that something that you would agree with, and can you explain why that might be?
No, I'm not agree with with that. I think yes, like I said, we had many injuries, COVID cases, and sometimes like you know, we have played some games and with maybe 7 or 8 COVID cases, and the other teams did not play with just 2 or 3 COVID cases, so it affects our teams, it affects our result. So it's not an excuse, it's just a fact. And yes, also we had many injuries, so we were really good in the league and in the cup. But yes, that's true. In December, our result in the Premier League were not good enough. But we still playing good. But did not win a lot of games. But I think after the World Club, the Club World Cup and the Premier League game this week. The things will going better and better.
Okay, we've got time for 2 more questions. We'll go to Rahman Osman and then finish with Nazar Kinsella.
Hi, Edu. Just wanted to ask, your story is such a special story, given that you nearly gave up on football and keeping, and you've come within a short period, have won everything. What message can you say to other young goalkeepers who are struggling to get a look in at this point?
Hi. So I just can say yes to keep working, to have the faith in his work, in his believe in yourself, and yes, when you have an opportunity to show what you can do, to take it and to hold it, and yes, to be better and better every day, because yes, to find a club, it's a good start, but to be better and better, I think it's the most difficult things. It's the competition. The first competition is against yourself, so you have to be better than yesterday and always want to improve.
Okay, and then final question, Nazar Kinsella.
Hi Edu. 9 years ago, you were playing for Cherbourg in front of 800 fans. I was wondering if you remember playing for Cherbourg and against N'Golo Kanté as well, who was at Boulogne. I wondered if you spoke to him about your memories and journey of coming from the low levels of French football right to the top.
Yes, of course, we spoke about it a lot of times, and yes, that's good. And honestly, it's like a dream to find another player in the same club with who played in the same division as you. So we talk about it, and it's it's a beautiful thing to find him here and to win trophy with him.